I realized that, I write like Edgar Allan Poe. That's who I read the most of all. One of my favorite things was his stories. He and his poems. So I wrote a story like poem, even though I write poems like him too, is based on, mysticism, but merged with reality. Here it is. It's called Severed. I sit upon the throne of fools as I stare upon the instrument. The immortal instrument of the gods as my eyes look at its corner. I stroll through the lonely passageways of my home as one would. There are but circles that lead to a pacific room in my mansion. I wonder as I grow in age does this mansion morbidly decay. My ears decay in the feeling of the pounding of the serrated drums, the rhythm of the scratching of the cricket-like violin in the night, the melody of the nimble fingertips upon the piano keys with dexterity, the bass of the trumpet that loudly permits wind in its natural sound. These instruments flow with such beauty and grace upon the night air. I sit upon my seat just looking at a book which betray my favorite scents. My mind clear of anything would disturb the trance I'm in right now. The book's silence makes my mind wander towards the nod of slumbering. I'm tired, for this is a long day as my nurse has retired for the evening. I only wish to retire myself on this cold yet refreshing night of bright stars. I close the book loudly as if it's an instrument that plays the songs of napping. I know of many sounds of the day's crows and roosters, of the night's owls and crickets. There are noises that comfort me as the sun sets as a gateway between two places. I see so little with my eyes as I watch the sunrise with the smell of eggs and coffee. Why is it that I must see the sun in order to feel its heat upon my pale white skin? I am alone in the night as my old age prevents me from traveling very far from the bed. I was once a musician, a pride of Germany, once played for the king himself. I often played pieces on that ancient instrument that resides in my usual destination. I played Mozart if he was just an amateur of music, could never play the pieces he composed. I rested in my bed with dreams of playing the piano possessed by Lucifer himself. I woke up to the strange noise that haunts me to this day, which I'll never forget. My eyes slowly awaken. I hear the noise again when I pull off the covers in my bedroom. I hear the noise down the hall as I pick up a candle to investigate the disturbance with fear. The sound starts off with a foreign but has a pleasant tune that resembles music. The resemblance of a piano player with much skill and little error in his technique. I twiddle my fingers like a conductor toward the strategy of playing music like a pro. I listen more, I admire the player for he's playing Beethoven Concerto 5 like an expert. I wonder if he could play that again. It's quite similar to going to a concert for professionals. I close my eyes and hear this eerily beautiful music coming from a room I often yearn. The strange thing is that I'm not moving forward or back, but the music is getting louder. As I move ever so slightly, I am nervous to see who would break in to play my dusty old piano. I walk with the light and empty room with much curiosity and intrigue, but who is? I'm disappointed to find no one on the piano but a spider crawling on many cobwebs. I laugh as I ask the spider if he can play so elegantly, can he play me some more? I believe I'm going insane from old age, but I hear the music flowing in my ears. I move around the piano and see nothing moving but a stagnant, dusty old keys and another spider. The angels serenade me with their orchestra and must be coming from God himself. I decide that this can't be real, so I should call the doctor in the morning to see if I'm truly mad. That I'm compelled to touch the key if my old piano is haunted and that dead has arisen. I touch a key and all of a sudden the music stops, and I hear a C, then E, F, G. I hear the saints go marching on as memories that flood my mind of concerts that I have performed. I'm beckoned to sit at my seat, probably from the same ghost who's playing the piano. I play with such joy and love all the concertos that I know will enter my head through memory. Strangely, while I play, the keys get louder and louder where all the noises is blocked. I, I play on if possessed if I hear a violin in the corner of my ears. No, it must be a cello. The sound of the music gets louder as different instruments arise from the concert. What is going on as each key pressed by my fingers makes sounds like explosions with fury? No, it is the heavy drums providing some bass and the trumpets with their treble. I can't hear anything more except the loud concert dripping from my eardrums. The cannons to the left, cannons to the right as the sound is too tense even for me. I just released my hands from the accursed piano, and it would stop. I think it will. I can imagine the disappointed audience that came by the hundreds to see me. The perfectly arranged orchestra surrounds my piano, waiting for me to play. The wind instruments to the left of theater, drums to the right, strings to the center. All these eyes suddenly asking me to entertain my ears with the noise of the gods. The anticipation must be killing everyone as the sound resonates through everyone to the night sky. I play the piano. I play the piano no more, for it is just a fantasy. I am being crazy to let my imagination go astray. I release the keys, and the music does not stop, but continues to play the accursed music like it has never, ever stopped. I decide to play nonsense to stop it, but it does not stop. Satan, why give me an abundance of what I love, you sly devil? You always knew of my love. The noise is too much for an old man, as I wish death upon myself. My nurse comes in. She talks to me. I hear no sound. She picks me up from the curled posture of agony. I was taught to read lips from my deaf sister who lost her hearing from a deformity. She died at a young age. So I was the only child to continue our line. God rest her soul. The nurse speaks frankly as she tries to arouse me from my insanity. I make out her lips. How's the first day of being completely deaf? I stare at the piano playing its tune with such vigor. All the other sounds are mute as the same songs ring through my ears. Is it my ears fouled demonic piano or no? Why don't you just go into the abyss wherefore you have come from? I cannot hear my words for the matter, just the music as it plays on. I scream with only silence in the air as the music plays forever. Not bad, huh? That's exactly how Edgar Allan Poe's story would be. But I put it in poem. I put it in poem form, where each line explains things like a poem, but it's like a story too. Um, it's kind of like not being able to see something you want to see, you know, but you imagine it. It's imagination that traps them in this curse, you know. So, you know, it is a homage to my one of my favorite authors who taught me how to write poetically and story wise. All right, this is the Poor Intellectual Black Poet.